Hi guys, welcome to my first skincare blog, and I'm so excited that I actually have an audience to talk to and that you've sent me in loads of questions, so thank you for that. So I'm going to start off by stripping skincare back to basics, and because you can buy all the expensive products in the world, but unless you're actually getting to understand why you're doing it and also how you can change your environment, then I think that will help you get the most from your skincare routine and your products. So I started my skincare routine because I just was going through a really stressful point in my life, and stress changes your skin like you wouldn't believe. So I think as well, you have to have a balance in life, and it's so hard to find that balance. And when things do go slightly out of balance, it's nice to be able to take a moment in the morning or the evening and just have 5 minutes to yourself to just set up your day or switch off from your day. And I think that's where my skincare routine really sort of started from. A good place to start from to understanding skincare is basically, it's all about circulation really, and using your hands to get your lymph draining and your circulation increasing. That's what's really going to benefit you. And then once you realise that that's the crux of it, and that certain ingredients can help with certain skin types, I think that's when you're going to start to notice that you're on a bit of a roll. The first thing I would say to start is switch up your environment, because there's no point in using all these products and then you're in a bit of an unhygienic environment. So when I say switch up your environment, clean your makeup brushes. If you don't clean your makeup brushes, there's no point in cleaning your face, to be honest. And I don't think a lot of people do clean their makeup brushes as often as they should. So if you wear makeup every day, clean your makeup brushes every week. If you don't wear that much makeup then, and you're not using your brushes that often, then once every 2 weeks is fine. Change your pillowcase often. You get a lot of build-up of bacteria on your pillow in the fibres, so there's no point, again, doing a great night routine and putting on a gorgeous nighttime treatment and then to have loads of bacteria going onto your face from your pillow. The other thing as well you can do with a pillowcase is to change it from a cotton pillowcase to a silk pillowcase. And silk pillowcases stop you from getting wrinkles on your skin, as in like the folds on your skin, because if you're like me, you sleep in one position all night. And I end up with what I call pillow face. Sorry, the dogs are in the room. And I get like a ring here, and it's horrible. And it takes a long time for that to go down as well, even when I'm doing my facial routine in the morning. Also, you need to think about things like your diet and your lifestyle, because skin is a giant organ. It's the biggest organ we've got in our body. What you put into your system is going to show on your skin. So if you've got a diet which is high in inflammatory foods like sugar, then you're going to end up with having a lot more spots. I am a sugar monster, so I don't know how I get away with it, to be honest. I've got quite good skin for what I eat. And so I know how hard it is to try and change your diet. And I think that's the other thing as well, is that with skincare is not to overwhelm yourself, and don't think that this is a skincare routine and it's got to be a military procedure and I've got to do the same thing in the morning, I've got to do the same thing at night, and I must do it, and You've got to have fun with it as well. Like, don't overwhelm yourself, because you won't end up changing your routine. Implement just like one product, whether that's an eye cream, I'm sure everyone is using at this point your cleanser, a toner and a moisturiser, because that's just the standard that I think a lot of us have been taught to do. But a lot of it's moved on since then, as you'll notice, which is probably why you're listening to this vlog, because you just have no idea where to start. So continue with your 3 steps, but add in an extra product. And as well, you don't want to go out there and spend loads of money on products you know nothing really about. And also, you don't want to overwhelm your skin, because it's like the analogy of, let's say you've got something that's starving or malnourished or something like that. Like a dog that's been starved, right? It's skin and bone. You wouldn't then go and give it a massive dinner, because you will absolutely overwhelm the system. It'll be sick, physically sick, and you'll make it feel sick. So you just don't do that. And it's the same with your skin. So if you're using your 3 steps, your gentle cleanser, toner and moisturiser, stick with that for a while. For the meantime, introduce some an extra product like an eye cream, or if you're interested in a hyaluronic acid, or even like a retinol, a low concentration retinol. Okay, that's the best thing, that's the best place to start from. Another tip is that I use muslin cloths, and I get mine from Primark. They're like, I think they're like £1 for 3 or something like that. I'll just grab them. So this is how I keep them, and I keep them also in a container from Primark, and I fold them all up. These ones are from Beauty Pie, so unless you're a Beauty Pie member, you won't be able to get those. But these are the muslin cloths from Primark, and I literally only use one a day, so I'll use it twice, one for my AM routine, one for my PM routine, and then it goes in here. And then it stays in there until I've gone through a lot of them and they're ready to wash. Basically, I have loads because I go through these quicker than what I put a wash on, and I like to wash these with cleaner items like t-shirts and stuff like that. I wouldn't put this in with my underwear and towels and things like that, because towels I put on a boil wash, so that would absolutely crucify these. These go on at 60. They're supposed to go on at 40, but I prefer 60. And I think a really important part of skincare routine is that you've got to enjoy it. And so I when I'm really embracing my skincare, on a day-to-day basis, I have a diffuser in my bathroom anyway. So the moment I step into my bathroom, I get a hit of a beautiful essential oil. So that basically just sets the tone, and it just gets you sort of winding down, or it's setting you up for the day in the right way. So if you're a similar age to me and you're in your sort of heading into your mid-30s, or you're entering your 30s and you're noticing your skin's changing, the best routine that I can advise you to have is use your cleanser, then followed by an exfoliating toner, then add your hyaluronic acid, your moisturiser, followed by an SPF, okay? Especially if you're going to be in the sun. And you're working outdoors, that kind of thing, because even if it's not sunny outside, if you're outdoors, you will be getting UV rays hitting your skin. So also in the evening, what you might want to introduce is a retinol, a low concentrated retinol. I'll discuss these products in a bit more detail further on, and there's a few questions that you sent in that sort of dance around these products, so I'll answer those as I go along. And what I'll do in future vlogs, I'll sort of do a focused vlog about certain products. So yeah, introduce an SPF. If you're not using it already, you should definitely use that every morning, and I would recommend an SPF with a factor of at least 30, and all of that you can put on underneath your makeup. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the questions now, and I've got a question here. It says, what are the best brands to use at the cheaper end of the market? So I would advise you to look out for products from The Ordinary. They're a great company and they've got amazing prices. You can buy them online, and I tell you a place where you can get amazing products at like real bargain prices is TK Maxx. So be prepared to have a little shop round. You can't just go in and grab exactly what you want. Go in and grab something that might, you've done a bit of research in the area, like maybe it's a hyaluronic acid or a retinol and you're not quite sure. Just grab it anyway. If it's a fiver, it's a fiver, like whatever, or if there's a face mask in there that perhaps you weren't really looking at a face mask, but grab it, and just, you can have it on the back burner. And another thing to say is that when I put up my post the other day of all my Beauty Pie products, I'll quickly turn the camera around if I can. I showed you guys all of these products, and I think a lot of you were overwhelmed, but basically, just to let you know, I don't use all of those products in one day. I'll mix it up. So here, I've got 3 hyaluronic acids. I'm not going to use all of those in one day. I've got 1 serum there. I need to add more serums. I've got 2 cleansers here. And then I've got my moisturisers there, and then I've got my glycolic acids here and my retinols there. So like I wouldn't even necessarily use all of these products in 1 week, but I do mix it all up, and it's good to have a mix, because then as you get to know your skin, you get a feel for what your skin needs. And I'll talk about this in a bit more detail in a bit, because again, someone's question asked something which we can go into a bit more detail. I have an oily T-zone. How do I unclog my pores and have a clear complexion? So I think this is a great place to introduce exfoliating toners. So products to look out for in exfoliating toners are AHAs, BHAs and PHAs. Your AHAs are your alpha hydroxy acids, your BHAs are your beta hydroxy acids, and your PHAs are polyhydroxy acids. So for people with oily skin, you want to look at your BHAs. Basically, each acid has a different sort of skin type that it's better for. So for oily skin, BHAs are oil soluble, so it's able to penetrate through the oil. If you use a water soluble acid like an AHA product, it's just going to sit on your skin, because water and oil repel. You can't mix them. So use your BHA, any product with a BHA, and also what that will do, it will break down the oil, so it will get rid of the oil, that's the excess sebum that's sat on your skin, and it will also exfoliate your pores, so it will minimize your pores, so it will help and if you use it on a regular basis, it will help to give you a clearer complexion. Okay, next question. How do I know what my skin type is? It's not oily but not dry either. So I think indirectly you've answered your own question there, and I think this is a really good question, because it highlights that you don't have to pigeonhole your skin into having some sort of problematic skin if you don't. So this person says their skin's not oily but it's not dry either, so they've got normal skin. You've got normal skin, which is great. Okay, so continue with your facial routine as you are, because it sounds like you're doing a great job anyway. So yeah, don't overthink it with skincare. Keep it simple. If you've not got problematic skin, don't make out that you've got a problem, because it should be fun, it should be simple, and just don't overthink it. Next question, should I still have a skincare routine if I already have good skin? Absolutely. Absolutely, because skincare isn't just about, like what I was saying earlier, it's not just about looking after your skin. There's also an emotional and sort of a well-being aspect to it. So if you're just taking that 5 minutes out of your day, 5-10 minutes, just to relax and massage your face when you're applying these products, you'll feel so much more chilled out after you've done it. And also, it's a good basis to start from. If you've got good skin and you're still doing a good skincare routine, then, when you do, as you do get older and you notice the effects of aging, then you can start implementing things into your skincare routine already. I have dry skin and get dry patches on my face, and any hints and tips to get rid? So this is a question where I kind of want to talk to the person more to find out perhaps why they might be getting dry patches on their skin. So if you think about where we are in the year, we're just coming out of winter, going into spring, summer. So this could be a seasonal issue. So chances are, if she continues with the good moisturiser, eases off on her exfoliating toners, and exfoliating scrubs, then chances are it will resolve over time. So hints and tips to get rid. So I briefly touched on it before. So you want to make sure that you're not going overboard with your exfoliating toners. I'm assuming if you've got dry skin and you've got dry patches on your skin, then your skin's going to be more sensitive anyway. So you're probably naturally going to avoid using exfoliating products. Also, get a good facial oil if you don't have one already. And you can find there's loads of facial oils out there that are amazing. Find one as well that perhaps you could use overnight, so it really penetrates your skin while you're resting. And that's important, because when you're sleeping, your skin does a lot of repair. So if you can put a facial oil on overnight, then it's great just to enhance those repair effects. Another thing which is great for getting circulation and is great for sort of relaxing you into your sleep, because I don't sleep very well at the moment, which is why I've got this horrible ring under just this eye. I don't have it on that eye, and I think it's because I sleep on this side and I spend a lot of time trying to get off to sleep, and I'm not sleeping very well because of stress, because of corona and blah, blah, blah. But this actually ties in quite nicely. So what I use as part of my skincare routine anyway, is this Beauty Restorer tool by the Hey You method. So this tool drains your lymph, which is a fluid that accumulates in your face, especially when you're resting overnight, which is why you wake up with a puffy face. So it reduces the puffiness, and it also gets your circulation going, which is great because, again, it reduces the puffiness and it's bringing fresh nutrients to the area. So I'm not going to demo this now because I've got makeup on and it feels like a bit of a crime using this with makeup on. But I will do tutorials with how I use this. But I prefer this tool to rollers because this uses the gua sha method. And it's an ancient method. It's been around for thousands and thousands of years. It's just people have forgot how to use it, and most people don't even know anything about it. Gua sha is basically scraping your skin. Okay, and this, because it's so thin, you can really grab your skin and scrape your skin. Rollers kind of just go over your skin and push, which are good, but I don't feel that it's as invasive enough as for what I want. The other good thing about this over rollers is that you can use it on acupressure points, and this is my favorite one. And see, look, I can't resist putting it on my skin because it's just so good. So once you've used this to apply your facial oil, you can go in and just use it on your acupressure points. And I tell you, I can't tell you how good that feels. It just melts into your skin. And also, it makes me feel sleepy just doing it for a couple of seconds. Also with this, you can get, it's contoured to your skin, to your face for a start. So the way you should use this is it shouldn't feel painful. It should feel quite, it's scraping your skin, but you don't want to like drag your skin. And the same with this, it's contoured so you can get right into your jawline, and it's great for people like me who clench their jaw during their sleep. I don't know I'm doing it. I do wear a shield to stop me doing it because it's horrible. Sometimes I wake up and literally my jaw is so painful. So this is great because it gets right under there. Yeah, sorry, I shouldn't be using it with makeup on. It just really feels like a crime. This is 100% jade. If you are going to buy something cheaper, just be careful of what the composition is. Sometimes if it is really cheap, it is too cheap and it is too good to be true, and it could be just quartz that's dyed green. Okay, this is 100% jade, and it has the properties of healing and restorative repair. So that's why I bought that, because it is just a good all-rounder. But yeah, and the other thing about dry skin is that I'd love to ask this person as well, is there's a difference between dry skin and dehydrated skin. So dehydrated skin is when you put on your makeup and it goes on really nice and dewy and you've got a bit of a shine to it and a glow. But as the day progresses, do you notice that your makeup looks matte and it's got this really odd sort of look to it, odd texture to it? It's just dried out. Because that's where dehydrated skin has drunk all the water that's in your foundation and it's just absorbing everything. So that's how to differentiate between dehydrated skin. Dry skin is when you will actually notice like it actually on your skin, like you've got the dry patches. So I think that's where that question was going, which is why I spoke about moisturizer and facial oil. But if you have dehydrated skin, the best way to hydrate your skin is with a hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid sounds really invasive and it sounds really scary because it's an acid, and we've all been taught that acids melt away things. So with a hyaluronic acid, it's naturally occurring in your body anyway, and it's the thing that attracts water. So it keeps water in your skin. So, and that's what plumps up your skin. So if you're noticing the effects of aging, it's where your skin is dehydrating, and you're noticing the fine lines because it's just you haven't got the water in your skin to plump it out. So that's when you go in with your hyaluronic acid, and it just gives you back your glow, and it minimises the fine lines. If you've already got the fine lines and you've already got the wrinkles, then you want to be stepping up your game a bit and moving on to the retinols. So next question before I digress. When should you apply hyaluronic acid? So I briefly touched on that earlier. So you want to use it after you've cleansed, after you've used your toner, then you go in with your hyaluronic acid. And you want to be using it twice a day, so in your AM routine and your PM routine, and you want to use it regularly, because if your skin's dehydrated, you want to keep retaining that moisture. So yeah, use it regularly, AM, PM, and after your toner. Should I use retinol cream / serum if I have sensitive skin? So it depends how sensitive your skin is. If you've got really sensitive skin, I would try and build your skin up a bit more before you start introducing retinols. But if you've always had sensitive skin your whole life and it's not something new, or you're not having a flare up or anything like that, then I would say you can use retinols. But if it's the first time you've ever used a retinol, less is more, okay? So use the tiniest amount and build it up so you know how your skin's going to react to that product. Also use a very low concentration retinol that's designed for people with sensitive skin, because again, you don't want to end up with an adverse reaction. The other thing I would say is with anyone using a retinol, you only apply it to the larger areas of your skin. So you don't apply it to your eye area, and you don't apply it around your nose and too close to your lips, because that's quite sensitive skin, and you don't want to put on a product you don't want to put on a harsh product around those areas. So retinol is basically a vitamin A, and years ago, and it still is today, used as sort of like a skin resurfacing product. So if you have gone past like the fine lines and you really want to get in there and get more sort of invasive, then you're talking about your retinols. And retinol's also great for acne scarred skin. And again, retinol is a product that isn't something that you will, at first you may start using it just once, twice a week, because if you have got sensitive skin, that's how you want to start using it. You don't want to hammer it hard and go every night to start with, but it is a product that you will build up to then start using regularly to really see the effects. Another thing, if you are using retinol, and this is like, I'm speaking to you like from complete beginners, if you are going to go out and buy a retinol, like if you're going to go online and buy it now and you're going to start using it straight away, just remember you need an SPF. Retinol will make you more sensitive to the UV rays, and UVA rays basically break down the elastin in your skin. So if you're not going to use a retinol with an SPF, it's kind of counterproductive. And also UVB rays break down the actual DNA structure of our skin. So if you're breaking down DNA, you're then going down like the skin cancer route. So absolutely, if you're using a retinol, use an SPF of at least 30. Again, and another tip, if you're going to start using a retinol, stop using a retinol if you're going to have any waxing treatments to your face. Okay, if you get your lip waxed, if you get your eyebrows waxed, because when you're putting on retinol, as much as you're avoiding this area, sometimes it will get in that area, and you will end up, as your skin gets sensitive using a retinol, if you have anything waxed on your face, you'll end up with burns. Trust me, like you will, and it's horrible, and it takes a long time for the burns to go down, and it will go crusty, and just don't do it. So stop using retinols at least a week and a half before any waxing on your face. Also, if you're going on holiday, stop using retinol 2 weeks before you go into the sun, if you're actually going to sunbathe with your face in the sun. If you're not gonna put your face in the sun, I'd still recommend stopping it, because your chances are, if you're going to a sun holiday, then you will have a lot more UVA, UVB exposure. So just to avoid it, just stop using the retinols. But retinols are great. I've made them sound a bit scary, but they are great. Use them on a low concentration until you know what you're dealing with, you know what your skin can cope with. Does micellar water do the same thing as a normal cleanser? Okay, so I think what this question is getting at is that they're thinking of micellar water is a cleanser. It's not. So let's just completely put those two products like in totally separate groups. Okay, because micellar water, the origins of micellar water was that it was used on runway shows, like catwalk shows and stuff like that, and it was just a quick get the makeup off, put something else on, blah 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 blah, all that kind of thing. So it's a quick fix, and it's a great product to have. I have micellar water. I love my micellar water, and the way I use my micellar water is, you know, no one's perfect. I'm certainly not perfect. Even though I'd love to have the perfect skin routine, sometimes I do get home on a night and I'm just like, I can't be bothered to like double cleanse. You know, if you've got a face full of makeup on and you've been on a night out, but and you've been out all day and you haven't properly cleansed, but you just want to get your makeup off quick and just go to bed, then I'll go in with micellar water and just use it like that. Or again, if I've got really heavy makeup on, say I've had my makeup done at a counter because I'm going on a night out, or I've been to a makeup artist and I want to take it off, but I just know that even a double cleanse, my skin's just not going to feel that clean. I'll go in with my micellar water before my cleanse and I'll get off the most amount of makeup that I can, and then I'll cleanse. I'll do a double cleanse. When I say double cleanse, it is exactly that. Literally, you put a cleanser on once and you take it off, and then you cleanse again and take it off. So yeah, I would only say use your micellar water if you want to cut corners, basically. If you know you've got kids and they're playing up and you're in a rush and la 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 la, it's just your quick fix. So yeah, that's how I'd use micellar water, quick fix only. Don't even think of it as a cleanser. It's not a cleanser. It does take off, it does remove, but it doesn't cleanse. So that brings me to the end of this first vlog. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's been insightful. I hope it's given you somewhere to sort of start as a basis to start thinking about what it is you want to target on your skin, what kind of products you perhaps might want to be thinking about, and also, you know, again, as a take-home message, don't overwhelm yourself. Don't go out and completely change your skincare, because habits take a long time to sort of cement in, but giving your skincare just a little few extra minutes a day, each week, 1 minute a week extra, you'll be surprised how much over time you actually have added to your skincare without even it feeling like a chore or feeling that you're spending too long doing it. And that's the really lovely thing, is just to build it up quite naturally. So yeah, don't overwhelm yourself and enjoy it, and yeah, keep your area clean. And I think that's it really as a starting point. Also look at your lifestyle and what you're eating, because that has a massive effect on your skin. Increase and promote your sleep, quality sleep. I will be adding this onto my blog. So anything that you want to just have a read through, obviously it'll be sort of probably worded a bit better sometimes than I can speak it, so do have a read of it, and it'll just be good to sort of review what you've listened to today and really get it cemented in. So, you know, like I was saying, any targeted areas you want to work on, like is it fine lines, dry skin, dehydrated skin, now you have a kind of an idea of where you wanted to be headed in your skincare journey. So yeah, I hope it's been insightful, and I hope you're all kind of looking after yourselves on lockdown. I've actually really struggled the last few days. I found it I've come to a bit of a slump, and yeah, it's just one of those things, but it's not going to last forever. And now's a great time to start thinking about skincare, and just your well-being and your mental health, and how much your skincare can benefit your mental health. It really, really can. So until then, guys, stay safe.